Welcome. My name is Carl Hawkinson. I work for the University of Minnesota Extension in Hennepin County, and I pretty much revolve around the worlds of emerging farming, emerging farmers, and agroecology. We have this urban-rural divide that we hear about, and I think it's very real, and I think it's also imagined.
I wanted to acknowledge and recognize that racial justice and social justice and even the broader sustainability movements won't succeed until we can come together and share our work and our resources and our commitments to each other. So this program right here, this work bringing bringing urban and rural groups together with Carl Hawkinson, who serves Hennepin County with Extension, these urban and rural components of Extension. We're just hoping to bring each other together and build those bridges to
Appetite for Change is a community-based not-for-profit located in North Minneapolis, using food as a tool for health, wealth, and social change. It got started officially back in 2012, and what they decided to do, as opposed to reaching out to government and agencies beyond North Minneapolis to try to come in and solve some of the problem, they decided to go directly to the community, ask the community what they saw as the problem and what they thought might be done to correct that. So it's a leading from behind model where we are doing cooking workshops. We are providing job training for youth and some adults. We operate 2 cafes, one in St. Paul, one in North Minneapolis, called Breaking Bread Cafe and Catering. And we do quite a bit of urban agriculture. So happy to be here. So, you know, if in fact we break down some of these silos that we have, and you know, they're very simple things and stuff, right? Urban farmer, rural farm. Can we just be farmers, right? Can we just be community members? Can we just be Minnesotans, right? Whatever the case may be. Once I believe that we break down some of these silos and stuff, right? We don't see as each other as the other, but we see each other in a more inclusive way. And so therefore, we're going to try to figure out whatever the missing or the unknown is, so that we get closer, so that we do a better job of being good neighbors.
And Nick Olson.
And Joan Olson. We are co-owners of Prairie du Chien Farm in Litchfield, Minnesota, which is an organic, diversified CSA vegetable.
So Joan and I are out in Litchfield, Minnesota. And Litchfield is on Dakota land. So if we think about who was here before us, I do want to also mention that we are on land that was stolen from the Dakota folks prior to the homesteading of this area. We've been here in Litchfield since 2010, and we have a certified organic vegetable farm. And we predominantly do community supported agriculture. So we are growing food for our community, and then we are delivering boxes weekly to our community. I've been talking to a lot of friends in the Twin Cities, and Daryl, you lifted this up. Right now, the situation in Minneapolis and St. Paul looks very different than it does in rural spaces. And I just want to name that because, as Carl mentioned about this urban-rural divide, some of it's real, some of it's not real. That part's real.
So Urban Ventures is a CDC, a community development corporation. And the goal for us is to see every kid within 25 square blocks graduate from high school and move on to some form of post-secondary. And so we do a lot of programs that dovetail into that common goal. Parenting and fitness and music and just a plethora of different programs. But that's the final result, is to see kids graduate and move on. We know nutrition is a big part of any kind of academic work. And if kids aren't eating right, then school doesn't go right. And there's all kinds of behavior issues and stuff like that. So we began to notice through our feeding program called the Kids Cafe that a lot of kids were taking stuff home with them. So we realized that there was some food insecurity that we were not addressing. We wanted to grow our own food, and we wanted it to be really neighborhood-based, family-based, kid-based. And so that's what we've strove to do. So I'm sitting down here on the Greenway, the Midtown Greenway right now. And about 20 plus years ago, we purchased about 3 to 4 acres down here. And so our urban farm occupies about 1.5 acres of this property that we purchased. So we have 3 greenhouses now down here. And we have chickens here and in Lakeville, and farmland here.
Well, we come from a small town, Finland, Minnesota, about 400 people. And we've been, what we're looking at is our farm from the cliff that's between us and Lake Superior. That's a picture of our farm. We're about 1.5 miles from Lake Superior. No one can be sustainable alone. And it's part of a system. And I think that sharing the stories are really, really important. And I think putting some of our assumptions and our cultural trainings at the door and opening ourselves up to thinking new ways and new things, I think will be really important. But one thing, there are signs of hope.